Hello and welcome to another edition of Sandshark Bites. I'm your host, Justin Jarrett, joined as always by James Duffy. And unlike everything else around here this week, we are not postponed by bad weather. Seems like just about everything got either rained out or possible freezing rained out or colded out, if that's a thing. Too cold for softball was actually one thing down in Brunswick. So we don't have quite as much to talk about today as we ordinarily will on a week in the spring, but
we do want to hype. We want to give some hype to the track and field teams that opened up this week.
Oh, we'll be doing that for sure. Absolutely.
They get all their credit.
We'll do it in grand fashion later with Coach Larry Kimball. He's going to join us on the program. A regular participant back in the fall during cross-country season, but back wearing his track and field hat today and talking a little bit about the Sandsharks, who were very impressive over at Savannah State. I had baseball that day, didn't get to make it over there, but a lot of our student athletes went over and supported, which was great to see, and great performances over there. We'll talk to Larry about it more because he is the expert on where those qualifying marks are and everything, but 4 event champions, 3 school records, I do believe. Megan Atkinson in the javelin with a huge throw broke the record by 3 meters, which is just unheard of. Quentin Ferguson, a first-timer in his debut, broke the pole vault record. We've never really had a true natural pole vaulter, I guess you'd call it, but he's got the skills for sure.
This year's team is really more of a team than we've had before. More people are targeted towards some of these events.
It really is a diverse
showed up.
A diverse group that it's taken some time. The program started out with just the distance runners from cross country, and some of them ran some of those mid-distance, but there weren't the sprinters, the jumpers, the specialists, and it's taken time to build it up. But Coach Kimball now knows where the holes in the roster are, where the points are to be had, and he's gone out and targeted some of those folks like the pole vaulters, and it was good to see them get a little action. He's got Nick O'Neill, who's a steeplechaser. His race got canceled this week, so
steeplechase is my favorite event in the world.
They just ran some kind of random 1,200 meters or something, so it looks like he ran a world record time in the steeplechase because it was still categorized as the steeplechase. He did not run 3K in 4.5 minutes, I guarantee you that. That definitely would have been a world record. But yeah, we started to kind of specialize that roster, build it up, and just gets better and better every year.
And have some of those real short distance runners,
sprinters.
Now, they were shorter. Hate you some days. That were running cross country that are sprinters, and now they're back into their natural element.
Yeah, Daryl Dunham's one of those guys that he's been running cross country, but that is not his element at all.
It's not. It's good to see him back.
The 400 is where he belongs. That's home for him, and he ran really well. And I talked to him this morning. He said he was running into an awful headwind. So that time he almost broke his own school record, and he'll be even faster hopefully on Sunday if the wind stays down over in Savannah State again. He'll be even faster. So, yeah, an exciting start for them. I know that Coach Kimball is really excited about the way things got started, and it's a long season, and they'll build up to the conference championships, and if all goes well, we'll send quite a few to the national championships. We've already got 4 qualified, so the list is building up, and hopefully Gina Modford, our assistant athletic director, is tucking away a little money for a few extra plane tickets to nationals this year.
There we go.
And we speaking of trips and travel expenses, softball team's getting ready to hit the road. They've already been out on the road a couple of times, although they got postponed last week down to coastal Georgia, so didn't get to play down there. But they're hitting the road tomorrow, Thursday, depending on when you view this. Actually, if you're watching on the county channel, it's Friday night. They're already on the road. Headed down to Columbus, Georgia for the NAIA NFCA Leadoff Classic, and that's going to be an awesome tournament. They've got a stiff field over there. USCB going to play Campbellsville, Kentucky, Georgia Gwinnett, I believe somebody out of Missouri as well, Central Methodist. So going to be some tough competition, and then you get into bracket play, and there's several top 10 teams in there as well. So top 10, top 25 teams. Going to be really good competition. They're going to take the streaming equipment with them. So if you're a Sandshark Club member, Stretch Internet subscriber, you'll be able to watch those games on the Sandshark Game Day Network. Not sure if they'll be running play-by-play. I'm usually doing the broadcasting if you aren't. So not sure if they'll do broadcasting, but at least you'll be able to watch the video, keep up with how things are going, and of course we'll keep you up on the website as well.
You just never know who's going to come onto that mic some days.
You never know.
What they're gonna say.
Ed Heberling may he's making the trip. He may jump on the mic. He's got a little experience behind the mic. He knows the team very well.
He's trouble when you're broadcasting too. He works to mess you up if he's got the chance to.
He might say something untoward.
He might say something untoward, or at least imply something untoward. Anyhow,
a little entendre, perhaps
a double one, perhaps a triple even, but
no triple entendre. So yeah, softball's hitting the road. Big tournament for them, and then they'll make another trip down to Gulf Shores, Alabama for the Gulf Coast Invitational. It'll be another really tough field down there. They'll see a couple of top 10 programs, including defending national champion Auburn Montgomery. So it's going to be a couple of make or break weeks as far as finding out just how good this team is, and we think they're pretty darn good. So it's going to be exciting to see them go against some top competition.
Baseball still home this weekend?
Baseball's on the road as well. Another big road trip, headed all the way down to Miami, which ordinarily we kind of bemoan those road trips all the way down to Miami, but the way the weather's been here, I'm guessing the guys will be happy. They'll get on that bus with a spring in their step. It's been kind of nasty, and they're excited to get back on the field too, because the way it ended last weekend was a little tough to swallow. Had a great series for the most part against St. Thomas. Smoked them 14-0 in Game 1. Came back in Game 2 and lost, and then we're up 11-0 in Game 3 and lost just a heartbreaker 15-14.
So which is kind of how we play St. Thomas. We've gotten these significant leads before,
games.
and then in the late innings, just all of a sudden they kind of chip away and chip away and chip away at us.
It was pretty devastating, but the best thing that I saw out of that is the guys on Twitter afterwards were, Ashley Morris said, "Don't worry about us, we'll bounce back." They had the right attitudes. They know that for the most part they outplayed St. Thomas all weekend, and that figures to be one of the top teams in the conference, if not in the nation, really. One of the best hitting teams in the nation. Those guys were remarkable, just swinging the bats. And that makes it all more impressive what Junior Delatorre did on Friday. He threw a 5-hitter and struck out 11 against a team that's averaging almost 10 runs a game. And just remarkable performance by him as he continues to anchor the staff and anchor the team, and just be a real leader at the top of the rotation.
And the Sand Sharks weren't playing poorly. I mean, they were putting on their own offensive show, but they just got outscored in the long run.
Yeah, just kind of ran out of arms on that final game. Had a couple guys who had uncharacteristic days and gave up some runs. But again, just a great hitting team. So nothing to really get too upset about to lose 2 out of 3 to that team, except that we felt like we had the second one in the bag there. So, but they'll get back on the horse, go down to Florida Memorial on Friday and Saturday. And Florida Memorial's 0-3 in the conference right now. We're at 3-3. We're only a game out of first. So going to be a big weekend. We need to go down there and at least get 2, if not sweep the series, and stay right there in the mix at the top of the pecking order. And you get a shot at those top teams, Southeastern, Embry-Riddle, some of them, in a couple of weeks. So it's going to be an exciting race. It looks like we're going to be right in the mix.
It's going to be quiet in Hardeeville, though, this weekend. It's going to be not a lot for us to drive around and see.
Actually, if you're dying to see baseball, just got word that University of Richmond and somebody else they're passing through. They can't play any ball where they're at. Nobody north of the Mason-Dixon line can play baseball right now. So they called Brian Llewellyn, and they're trying to make arrangements to use the field out in Hardeeville to play a couple games. So you may wander out there on Saturday and Sunday and find some Division I baseball happening out there. So if you're a big baseball fan, keep an eye on that. Maybe they'll have something in local newspapers, or maybe we'll throw something out on social media if we get confirmation at times on that, and you can go check out some baseball.
I think there's also an auction at Damn Yankees Auction House Friday night if you want to go.
Oh, there you go. Always something happening in Hardeeville. You can stop by and get some finger-licking chicken or whatever it's called over around the corner too when you're out there. I've heard that Los Angeles Mexican restaurant is outstanding.
Yeah,
actually.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, that's the word on the street anyway. But watch a little baseball, or go over to Savannah on Sunday and watch Sand Shark Track and Field. It's going to be, an exciting day over at Ted Wright Stadium, the remodeled football stadium over there. They got a really nice track facility, and our folks will be in action again. You can cheer them on and hopefully spur them on to some national qualifying marks. Golf had the week off this week, getting ready for next week for the women. They're headed to Kiowa Island Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Big tournament for them. We talked about it with Coach Bennett last week on the show. That's a big tournament for them to kind of show their stuff against some top programs, Division I, Division II teams. And the men will be off next week as well, and then they'll be home on the 9th and 10th of March. That'll be the Sand Shark Classic at Old Field. Expecting a strong field for that again, always a fun event. And of course, we're going to dial up beautiful, perfect weather. And so you can come out to Old Field if you're a golf fan and watch the Sand Sharks knock it around and hopefully keep the trophies at home. They came in second last year after winning it the previous year, so hopefully we can get back on top, keep those trophies right here. Amen,
brother. So we got on for the Coach's Corner today?
Well, we got Coach Kimball coming on. He's going to talk. We're going to take a trip out to Oregon, Hayward Field, the legendary Hayward Field out in Oregon where they hold the Prefontaine Classic, and we're going to do the interview from there. You know, we just decided to use some of this extra money we got sitting around here, hop on a jet and go out there to do the interview. We'll have Coach Larry Kimball from USTB Track and Field up next on Sand Shark Bites. Welcome back to Sand Shark Bites, joined now as promised by Coach Larry Kimball. Wears many hats, but right now he's wearing the track and field hat, and the runners and throwers and jumpers and everything got off to a great start last Saturday. Now, we of course had we talked a little bit about the half marathon and the qualifiers in that a couple of weeks ago, but this was really the opening event of the season over at Savannah State. Got a lot of folks involved in the action and had some really exciting results over there.
Yeah, we brought 37 athletes over to Savannah. Went really, really well. Windy conditions. We had Tyshell Freeman leading the way with a national qualifier, so that gives us 4 with the 3 marathoners we have. Had 3 school records. Megan Atkinson, a big 12-foot PR in the javelin. Betsy Douglas, a 8-second record, beat the old record by Melissa Carter, ran 4:48, and Quentin Ferguson in the pole vault.
Yeah, and I understand actually 3 people I think broke that pole vault record. Joe Tanner broke his own record, Nick O'Neill broke his record, and Quentin broke his record. So, yeah, we're moving on up in the pole vault.
Yeah, we are. In our conference, in the Sun Conference, they only had 4 people that competed in the pole vault last year. So Nick O'Neill, you won't see him pole vault again until the conference. But Joe Tanner and Quentin Ferguson, that's kind of their specialty, so they'll be looking to go higher.
And I know a number of people were really close to meeting qualifying standards. Betsy, you mentioned, was pretty close. Daryl Dunham was getting pretty close. There's quite a few people who are on the cusp, and like you mentioned, a big headwind. So, you know, on a calm day, some of those folks might be going to nationals.
Yeah, we could go on and on. Just like you mentioned, Daryl, he ran a 50.6, I think, which is pretty close to his school record. On a very windy day, so I think he's in about 49 low shape right now. Brandon Gordine in the hurdles, 400-meter hurdles, ran 56 point. He needs 54 point. He did that from lane 1, which is the toughest lane there is in the intermediate hurdles. So he's ready to go. I think Nathan Wagner in the javelin, in the men's javelin. He's just improved in leaps and bounds. Megan Atkinson missed it by a meter in the women's javelin. So we've got a lot of people. We're with Betsy Douglas. We're going to kind of change her around. We had thought 5,000 meters earlier in the year, but the way she ran the other day, she's going to run 1,500 at Shamrock in about 3 weeks. But she's going to run this weekend. She is going to run the 5,000 at the Tiger Relays.
Yeah, may have a shot to sneak her into both of those even. Yeah, I mean, just really promising start because I know you guys haven't really even, ramped up the training to a point where you're going to be in a few weeks. So you have to feel like the base, the foundation is in a really solid place right now.
Well, I think our coaches, Bill Mahoney in the throws and Antoinette Elam in the sprints and Bernard Gaither in the hurdles and jumps have done a great job early on. We are probably a month ahead of where we were last year. So we expect some good things this weekend. We'll go to Palmetto Classic up in Charleston in about a week, and then we'll take a week off for spring break, and then we'll bring our most of our athletes up to the Shamrock in Myrtle Beach, the 18th, 19th, and 20th.
Anybody who didn't get a chance to compete this weekend that we're looking forward to getting out there, or any new names that will pop up this Sunday when you go back to Savannah State?
I'm really excited to see how Faith Calloway does in the 400. This will be her first 400. She was the South Carolina State High School runner-up last year. She runs 56 point. She ran the 100 and 200 last weekend, and I expect she's going to run pretty well. We're also going to bring down Jamie Thomas. She's been running really, really well all spring, and she ran the 800, won her heat very easily. We're going to actually give her some speed work. We're going to bring her down to the 400, and then we're going to have her pace through the first mile when Betsy runs the 5,000.
So, we're working on some different things, trying to find those points wherever you can get them. I know you're always doing your homework and your research, trying to figure out where there are points to be had. I think third place finishes for both teams last year in the conference. Right. So any chance we'll be moving up into the top 2 this year?
Well, I hope so. We tell our kids early in the year, I'm not going to kill you the first few meets, but when we get to the conference championship, you could be running 3, 4, 5 events.
Got to get those points wherever you can get them and try to rack them up on conference weekend. Right. Where's the conference championship at this year?
We're back at Daytona at Embry-Riddle. It'll be the last time there since Embry-Riddle is leaving the conference. So I expect in 2016 we're going to be back in Miami in Miramar, Florida. So we're looking forward to that trip. That's a good trip. We went there 2 years ago. Florida Memorial did a nice job of hosting.
Those are two fantastic facilities. I mean, we're pretty blessed as an NAIA institution to have track and field facilities like that to compete in.
We certainly are. I mean, Miramar, Florida hosted the the Pan Am Junior Championships about 3 or 4 years ago. So it's a great facility.
Now, Sunday, what's the timeline for that event? I mean, track meets go on all day, but if folks want to make it over, baseball and softball both out of town, so great opportunity over in Savannah at Savannah State. Come and check out some USCB track and field. What time should they show up?
Yeah, the men's javelin begins at 11:30, women's discus at 11:30. First running event will be our men's 4x1. They'll go at noon.
All right, so, grab an early lunch and head over to Savannah, Savannah State University. Nice facility over there as well, Ted Wright Stadium, and check out some USCB track and field. You don't get too many chances to see them close to home, so this is a great opportunity to get over to Savannah and support Sandshark track and field. Thanks so much for joining us on the show, Coach, and we'll catch up with you in a few weeks and hopefully have a lot more national qualifiers and school records to talk about.
Certainly. Thank you so much, JJ.
Be right back with more here on Sandshark Bites.
At the University of South Carolina, Beaufort, we offer small classes, individual attention, and an affordable education in an atmosphere that fosters diversity and achievement.
We are students.
We field 9 Sandshark sports teams that compete in the Sun Conference.
We are athletes.
We are one university with 2 campuses serving the coastal areas of South Carolina and Georgia.
We are the Low Country.
We are the fastest growing 4-year school in the University of South Carolina system. We are USCB.
Well, thanks so much to Coach Kimball for joining us, and it was great that we could get back from Oregon in time to wrap this thing up. Quick trip. Didn't even pack a change of clothes. We weren't out there long enough. So, no, the magic, the sorcery of Zach Carroll-Malagos with the green screen put us wherever we want to go.
Wherever we want to go.
The world is at our fingertips.
Where will we go next week?
Yes, well, we shall see.
Where in the world?
We shall see.
Is Justin J. Jarrett.
I'm right here. Well, we have to pick an athlete of the week. That's how we always wrap things up here on Sandshark Bites, and it's no easy task because so many teams didn't play, and then so many played well. Baseball played great. Junior Del Torre, we mentioned, was fantastic. Several school records in the track and field meet. But
did you come in with a person picked already today?
I came in with one in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm kind of reasoning through it now, though. Second guessing myself a little bit.
We've had some records broken, and we've had some national qualifiers. I think that's
we have, and then there's always that. We had a national qualifier, Tyshell Freeman in the shot put, but it wasn't even her personal best. She's done better, So it's kind of we hold her to a higher standard, whereas Megan Atkinson won her event. She broke the school record by 3 meters. So you can see where I'm going with this.
I can see where you're going.
I'm going with Megan Atkinson. And here's the thing about that. Coach Ed Heberling, her soccer coach, because she also plays soccer, really put her to the test. She said, I really want to break the record, Coach. I want to break the school record. And he said, no, you don't want to. You're going to. You're going to do it. And she put in the work in this off season, between seasons, and really got in there with Bill Mahoney, worked hard, working on her form, and just obliterated the record. 3 meters. That was, for me, that was why she's the athlete of the week this week. Megan Atkinson, the 3 meters was really the deciding factor for me. That is a significant margin.
Those were my 2 finalists in my book too. So
in your head, okay.
I have no argument with.
I don't know if that's an indictment on me or positive that we're on the same wavelength.
It's at least it's only taken us a year to get there, to be on the same page.
But Megan Atkinson is your athlete of the week. Many worthy choices. Betsy Douglas, an absolutely worthy choice. She smashed the record by 8 seconds as well. But she's already been our athlete of the week once.
We've dropped her name a few times.
We got to spread the wealth around a little bit. We got to.
You have to be ineligible. Do not call again if you have won previously.
That's right. At least unless we don't have another viable candidate. Right. But we used up Franzi Noach last week. We could have gone Brad Curran, but his performance was really last week. He just got Sun Conference Golfer of the Week this week for his 6th place showing down at Coastal Georgia. So
tie goes to the newbie.
Yeah, tie goes to the newbie. Megan Atkinson, athlete of the week, and hopefully somebody on that track team can top her this week and take it away, or else baseball or softball might jump back up there and grab athlete of the week honors this week. Softball wimped out and didn't play in the cold, so they were ineligible this week, but maybe with a great performance down in Columbus.
Baseball didn't play yesterday, right?
No, baseball got cold weathered out.
It's not softball that got cold weathered out. It was baseball and softball both.
Yeah, baseball as well. Now Beaufort County schools were canceled because in Beaufort County the freezing point is 38 degrees, so there was a possibility of freezing rain. And you probably didn't know that. Scientific fact about Beaufort County. 38 degrees is the freezing point. So.
Thanks for broadcasting us, Beaufort County Channel, by the way. You're doing a great job. We really appreciate it.
I didn't mean the county itself. I just meant in the location of Beaufort County. 38 degrees is the freezing point. That's the school district's cutoff. So
it's about time to wrap it up here.
They got to be real careful.
Dig the hole too much further.
But thanks for watching us, whether it was on YouTube or on the county channel. We sure appreciate it. And we'll see you next week right here on Sand Shark Bites. Until then, keep those fins up.